Hang on, let me just move the trees for you. Wait. Come on. There you go.
But to do this, we're having to go to a top-secret location, far away from the glare of the media spotlight. Let's face facts, MudMen is a worldwide hit, with an unprecedented amount of adoring fans. Steve's fame has skyrocketed. His Mudlark fanzine may have sold nearly 10 copies, but that's come at a high price.
You just get that into position.
It appears Steve has a stalker.
This is getting ridiculous, all this secret location stuff. It really is.
Well, I can't help it. It's the fame, isn't it? My wife's saying, this is really embarrassing that you've got women sending this kind of thing in. If she knew it was a guy that's doing it...
Well, listen, you said, I've got to go get Dr. Michael Lewis. I mean, he's freaking out about this more than anyone.
I need to bring Dr. Michael Lewis from the British Museum to our top-secret location. He's the deputy head of the Portable Antiquities Scheme, and he needs to record all our finds. What he doesn't know is that he's about to do that now.
Oh, wait. Shh. Story time's over, Mikey.
Can I just finish this?
It's finds time.
Where are we going, Johnny?
It's on a need-to-know basis, Mikey. You better call your wife. Tell her you might not be home tonight.
Not tonight.
Let's burn some rubber! Go, go, go! Go, go.
Go,
just go, just move!
Right.
Just move. Okay, sit. Okay.
Dr. Michael Lewis.
Hello.
How are you?
What are we doing? Where are...
Steve, I definitely heard someone back there as well.
No.
I reckon he's following us all the way down here.
How can you? He's in the middle of nowhere.
Just look down there, go down there, go down there.
That's my seat.
I'm in the middle.
I always sit next to Michael.
Okay.
Every time oh, Jesus.
Sorry about this, Michael, but these letters are getting really sick. Anyway, let's do this.
This is the Portsmouth table, Michael.
Okay.
What do you think about the size of our balls?
They're massive, aren't they?
They are big, aren't they? Well, it's great, isn't it, to get some cannonballs. This is a stone one, and you've got an iron one there as well.
Yeah.
On the Mary Rose, they had some stone ones that were badly formed, a bit like this one.
Yeah.
And the idea is that they were taken on board the ship, and then the people, the gunners, would have formed these cannonball ready for use. So, I mean, that one, I mean, it's so rough, I mean, it could have just been damaged, but, I mean, perhaps it's from the Mary Rose. I mean, maybe it's something to find out.
OK, what else, what else?
Well, as you know, these are parts of Bellarmine jugs. I mean, they date to the late 16th century, 17th century,
At the BM,
century.
could you tell us exactly who that cartouche relates to?
Well, there's two on here, arms. This one, I know, is the arms of Amsterdam. Whereas it would have normally 3 crosses below.
Yeah.
I think these are red and that's white and the crosses are black.
It looks like a prostitute smoking marijuana.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It just looks like the Amsterdam arms.
Oh, yeah, OK.
Right, OK. This one is a German state. Well, it's based on a German state's designs.
Also, you can tell that's German as well, yeah, because if you look at that on the cartouche, there is a sun lounger there with a towel on it.
Let's move on to some of these other things here, because there's some other little objects I really like. I mean, here you've got a silver coin. On this side, very, very faintly at the top, you can see the crown of the monarch who's facing this way, and that is actually Elizabeth I. So that's kind of nice for date, isn't it? Don't you think?
So, Mike, what's the challenge?
Well, I mean, we've got loads of Tudor stuff here, so really we need to learn about the Tudor period. What was life like under Henry VIII? Also, I mean, these cannonballs have intrigued us. I think this stone one here and the iron one, I mean, really, I think you should go off and learn a little bit more about those and see if they really are from the Mary Rose.
Ready to bet? Coming up, Steve and I get to play with the big guns.
Give fire!
Which fire us back to Tudor times.
Whoa! Yes!
Away from the Thames foreshore, we've been on a hunt for hidden treasure in Portsmouth. And we've turned up a load of naval artefacts.
Hey! Size of the beast. Well done. That's the first stone cannonball we've had on the show.
It's very true, mate.
Now we're on a quest to find out if our cannonballs are really Tudor and whether they may have even come from the Mary Rose. First stop on our journey is the Royal Armouries at Fort Nelson. It's home to the national collection of artillery, known as the Big Guns. Today, we're meeting the Keeper of Artillery, Nick Hall.
Now, I believe that both of these, are from the Mary Rose. They are, they're from the Mary Rose.
OK.
Could you tell us a bit more? This is the first one, yeah, which is a stone cannonball. Now, we've had quite a few cannonballs on the show, and this is the first one we've had in stone.
First one ever.
I'm really pleased you found a stone ball, because this is likely to be early, quite likely to be Tudor.
Hey, I told you.
Whoa!
Mary Rose Jobby.
Because cast iron technology was only developing in the late 15th century, you know, the time of Henry VII.
Yeah.
Which brings us on to our next one, my very large ball.
That's massive.
It's absolutely... I mean, it's the biggest one we've ever had on our series. If you feel the weight of that...
That is cast iron, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that is cast iron. That looks like what we call the 32-pounder. It's impossible to date cast iron. The later ones certainly don't have that ridge on them.
So it could be Tudor.
It's
Two.
possible. It's possible.
I'll take that from you, Nick,
just-
because that's
thank
very
you.
heavy and I can see you're
Thank you.
struggling. Between Vaughan's legs, there's a really large weapon. And it's been there, yeah,
Really?
since
Oh, you
we
mean
started the interview, yeah. What is it?
This is a replica cast iron Saker. There would have been 5 guns of about this size on the Mary Rose.
Was
but
this from the Mary Rose?
No, none were recovered
It's a
from the Mary
replica
Rose.
keyword. Although it has got, I see, Henry's badge on there.
It's got the
Tudor
Henry's
Rose
badge.
with the crown and the Order of the Garter around it.
That's right, because it's copied very closely from one in our collection.
So, Nick, is it possible we could fire this one?
Yep, I'll need some help from my colleagues, Roger and Mick.
We change our names.
Wow, that's
I'll be
brilliant.
Roger.
OK, I'll be Mick.
No,
Mick Vaughan.
they're over
Oh, you mean the
there.
guys over there? OK,
Yes,
sorry about that.
yes.
Sorry. Rog, Mick!
Cheers, Rogs.
Sadly, folks, health and safety dictates we'll only be firing blanks today from the cannon. First part of Steve's drill is to search the barrel with a wormer. This ensures the remains of previous cartridges have been cleared out after the last shot.
This is not the first time I've worked with a short worm.
Well, it's all a question of how you use it. Is there anything on the end?
No, it looks clean as a
Good.
whistle.
Clear, sir!
My wormer is clean.
Smashing.
What's next?
We're then going to sponge.
Run, Fudge!
Is it a
You
twist
can
as
go
well?
straight down.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to twist on
No
the way
twisting,
down.
yeah.
And then a rotation one way, then the other way. Then
Done that before.
withdraw it.
Now for the ammo.
That's called the choke, and the powder goes in first.
Yep.
Gently.
Be
in the
careful,
ball.
Steve. One spark, and there is no serious fall.
Is that going in all
Well, there
right?
is,
Yeah.
but you won't be picking much up.
OK.
Next.
Then pick up the rammer.
This wooden rammer measures 10 feet and would have been one of the most important tools used to prepare the cannon for firing.
Push it down the bore until you feel it stop. Yeah, harder
Yeah.
than that. Good hard thump.
Come on, hard, Steve!
Give it a good wiggle. Go on, harder.
Good.
Another one, harder. That's nice. Rammer out and laid down.
OK. He's putting a lot in.
Well, it has to be filled up.
Roger, you maniac. Ready to vent?
Final part of drill, light the fuse, or to give it its technical name, a port fire.
Port fire lit!
OK, when I say give fire,
You ready?
place it into the
I can't hear
powder.
you, Nick.
When I say give fire,
Yeah.
place that flame in the powder.
And how long will we then have to wait?
No time at all.
Thanks.
I promise. Give fire!
Whoa! Yes! Brilliant.
That was really good.
Well done.
Really
you
good.
Well
so
done.
much,
You're a
Nick.
brilliant gun crew.
We're off to go
Thank
and do
you.
some more Tudor stuff.
Enjoy it.
OK, cheers. Thank you very much indeed.
Done it.
Thanks, Rog. Thanks, Mick.
Next part of our Tudor quest is to find out more about life during Henry VIII's reign. So, we've come to Cowdray House in Sussex, where the king was known to visit. Built in the 1520s, not only is it one of England's great Tudor houses, but paintings of the Mary Rose used to adorn the walls of the dining hall. We've come to meet Jez, who's going to be our guide to all things Tudor.
Jez, the royal visit here, yeah, what would it have been like here?
Well, please remember as well that there wasn't only just one royal visit, there were 5 during the Tudor period. So Henry VIII came to Cowdray 3 times. His son Edward came here, and also Elizabeth I came here in 1591 for a week. So the owners of this house were very important during the Tudor period.
I mean, the pressure on the noblemen must have been enormous who were sort of playing host.
Without doubt.
But also, I think the servants must have really felt it, because obviously they'd have blamed the servants if anything went wrong.
Yeah, everyone was accountable for the work they did. There was a very strict hierarchy.
Yeah, poo rolls downhill.
It does.
So what was the proportion of noblemen then to servants at an event like this?
Well, there would have been far more servants here. There was around 200 servants serving the house, and a very small number of noblemen would have been here. It would have varied over the amount of time. But the house was very clearly divided into two sections. The northern half is where the Lord, Lady and the noble people would have actually lived.
OK.
And also when Henry came to visit, that's where he would have resided and he would have slept.
Why did you just gesticulate to yourself?
Just said nobleman, he said I'd be on this side.
OK.
But there's more to it. The southern area, this is where the more lower status servants would have been doing all the hard graft.
Sorry, why have you just tapped my arm?
Well, Joe said servant, that side on the south.
I'm really sorry about this. I know this is meant to be so seriously. Steve, I always am the nobleman guy. That's it. You're like Deptford Steve, Woy. Can I help you, sir? Look, we'll talk about it in a second. Go on, ask a question.
So, Jez, as whoever plays the servant and whoever plays the nobleman, what are our jobs?
Well, first of all, before we move on to the jobs, we've got to get you two kitted out. We've got some clothes that you need to get dressed up in.
Oh, we like a bit of dressing up.
We love a bit of dressing
It's
up,
like
Steve.
Mr. Ben.
Yeah. Hey, I hope you've got a nice crown for me.